Well, hello, my friends. It has been probably about a month since I've posted a video here on YouTube, and that's because my Monday night trainings have been swapped out for the peptide certification that I am undergoing for now another 8 weeks. I believe it is. It's a 12-week course where I am learning about all things peptides, not just weight loss, but health and wellness, anti aging, longevity, recovery, etc., etc. They are fascinating. I can't wait to share more information with you guys. But I really felt the need to come on here and do a video. Hopefully, it's not going to be too long to kind of clear the air and um, make sure some misconceptions are rectified because there is some talk out there that I am now anti-keto. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I changed my handle from Keeping Us Keto to Coach Michelle Hall. And my YouTube handle is still Keeping Us Keto. I haven't changed that. But let me just clear the air and address the elephant in the room. I am not anti keto now. I am not anti carnivore. I am not anti low carb. I am not going back to the standard American diet. I have done for myself what is best for myself, my body, my energy, my sleep, my muscle, etc., etc. That has included introducing some whole food carbohydrates back into my diet. Yes, gasp, I eat carbs now. Oh my God. It's not the end of the world, I promise. Again, I've been very strategic about this. This wasn't something I jumped into. I've actually been doing this particular thing for, we're in what, September? I started doing this back in January. So 9 months I have been consuming carbs. I am continuing to lose fat. I am continuing to build muscle. My lumen says that I am burning fat 90% of the time. The times I'm not exclusively burning fat or running off fat or whatever the thing is that the lumen says, it's because I have had a heavy workout that day. So, yes, my muscles have been severely activated and they are using up the glycogen that has been stored in them. Coach Michelle is not anti keto. I am not going to go online and bash keto. I have gone and I've done a number of reels clarifying what my position is. And last weekend, I think it was that I did the video of, okay, so keto works until it doesn't. And it's not just for me, it's for a lot of people. So I want there to be the clarification that no, just because I'm not doing it exclusively anymore does not mean I am against it. Just because I've shifted some of my clients from keto, carnivore to certain whole food carbohydrates back in their diets, it's not saying that I'm against this way of eating. I love keto. I am a huge proponent and advocate of low carb. Am I a huge fan of carnivore? No. Why? Because it didn't work for me. And I know others who went through similar struggles that I went through doing carnivore, and it just didn't work for them. Why did I reintroduce certain carbs back into my diet? Well, because I was having issues with my hormones. I am 48 years old, almost 49. I am perimenopausal. I'm very well aware of that. My menopause certification course is what actually opened my eyes to the fact that maybe I needed to switch some things up. My sleep was straight trash. I was not sleeping. My stress management was horrible. Why? Because I couldn't sleep past 2 a.m. I go to bed around 7:30, 8 o'clock every night, but 2 a.m., your girl was wide awake. That's not okay. That is not normal, especially when you're trying to work a full time job, run a business, and then also take care of your home, your dogs, your husband, and everything else that's involved. So I started to add certain things back in. And guess what? I started to feel so much better. I started to sleep a full night again. I can actually go from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. undisturbed. My body is not waking me up. It's amazing. My thyroid is functioning better. My hormones are optimal. So that was the right decision for me. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but that is what I had to do. And clients that I've had for more than a year who have just been stuck and stagnant, doing keto harder, going to carnivore, cutting even more things out. Quite frankly, it wasn't sustainable for them. And I am not a good coach if I cannot create a plan for you that you're going to be able to continue using the rest of your life. Keto, carnivore are not everything. Some people do struggle on it, and it's not just because they miss certain foods in their brain. It is because their bodies need certain other things in their diets. There is nothing wrong with that. So I've gone away from the dogma because it has gotten so incredibly bad in this space. I did a panel on the low carb cruise with Joe and Rachel, and we were all three on the same exact page. So there was literally no discord in our panel because we all agree that, you know what? You have to do what is right for your body. You have to act the way that's best for you. You have to eat in the manner that is best for you. There is no one size fits all. There is no, this is how it is, this is how it has to be. It is not that way. I am pro keto. I'm okay with carnivore. I'm very pro low carb. I am pro getting yourself metabolically healthy so that you can have that metabolic flexibility going forward for the rest of your life. So that you are not going to eat a cupcake at your grandchild's birthday party and feel like straight trash for a week and a half, or be so inflamed that you can't function. There is a way for you to be able to do things both ways. Now, this is not the moderation or abstinence argument. This is a metabolic and physical response, not an emotional, mental, addictive response. If you are going to have an issue with consuming a piece of cake, then don't eat the cake. But if you are saying, I can't eat this because I'm going to feel so horrible, why? Why are you going to feel so horrible? Are you eating like this all of the time? Or are you eating like this once a month? Are you going on vacation and allowing yourself to let loose a little bit? As Vinnie Tortorich says, live a little, put life in living. Is it going to cause you that many problems to do that? So again, I am not anti anything anymore except for anti-dogma. There is no place for it anymore. Joe and Rachel and I made a joke during our panel that, you know how we used to make fun of the vegans and how horrible they were? We are now worse. People in the carnivore space are so much worse than vegans. If anybody who was in that space prior, whether it be an influencer, whether it be a coach, whether it be a supporter, now starts to shift and try something else and introduce, again, certain specific carbohydrates back into their lives, they are shunned. There's a whole big thing. Well, you're just weak. You didn't try hard enough. How do you eat a certain diet hard enough? And that should not be anywhere in your terminology. The way that you eat should not be hard. That is disordered eating. That is disordered thinking. We can't have that happening anymore. I was so afraid of certain foods, any carbohydrates, for so many years because of all the experts who were going on and saying this is going to cause this issue. This is going to cause this. Oxalates are going to kill you. Vegetables are going to kill you. We don't need this. If we have this, blah, 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 blah. That's what it ended up becoming to me. So when I was going through my menopause certification, it was really, really, really hard for me to say, okay, I need to try this to see how it works, but I was scared. Nobody should be afraid of vegetables. Why? If it is a real food, please do not be afraid of it. If it does cause you some issues, then you just kind of like, okay, is this okay? Is this the best thing for me? Or should I reconsider whether I bring this back in? But do not be afraid of food. Nobody should ever be afraid of food. Real food. I'm not talking about shit that comes in a box. We have to get away from demonizing food because this person says, if you don't eat grass-fed, grass-finished beef, you are going to end up with all of these deficiencies and all of these problems. If you do not eat eggs from pasture-raised, free-range chickens, you're going to have horrific things happen to you. Guys, I have chickens. They get feed. Why? Because I don't let them wander around my property to be able to get eaten by coyotes and swooped up by hawks and owls. I'd rather keep my animals. So yeah, they are in a giant coop. They do get feed supplemented to them. They get freeze-dried mealworms because they're spoiled. But they also scavenge in the area that, yes, they are confined in. They are free range within their coop. Do not listen to all of the noise that's out there about food, real food. If you can only afford the cheap grocery store, apparently dyed red to look like meat, ground beef that's in there, then eat that. It's still better something that you're getting from a box. Do not feel that you have to go into debt to eat properly. And do not be afraid of vegetables. There are a number of very influential people in this space who have gardens. They feed their children vegetables. Do you think that means that they're dangerous? No. So don't allow everybody else's opinions to determine what actions you take. If you've been doing keto or carnivore for 5, 6, 7 years, and you are still gaining weight, or are still maintaining the same weight, or not improving metabolically, something needs to change. You don't have to keto harder. If you're eating real food, if you're staying within your macros, if you're doing all the things and it's not working for you, that doesn't mean that it's you. It means you probably need to try something else. I had to learn this the hard way myself. I was stuck for almost 2 years, guys. I plateaued for almost 2 years. Now, people will jump to say, Michelle, you started using GLP-1s. You're right, I did. And I microdose. I have 0 appetite suppression. I could still eat as much as I want to eat, even taking this medication. But I had so much inflammation still in my body eating a ketogenic diet. I dropped 15 pounds. I've dropped 15 pounds. It is fat. It is lingering inflammation I still had. Again, my hormones are now optimal at 48, almost 49 years of age. And that is eating carbohydrates. So please don't listen to all the noise. Do what's best for your body. Who cares what somebody else says? Who cares what works for a 6 foot tall man? If you are a 5'5" female over the age of 40, big difference there, ladies. Big difference. So no, Coach Michelle is not anti-keto. She is not anti-carnivore. She is not anti-low carb. If that were the case, I would no longer be on the committee of the low carb cruise. What I am pro is metabolic flexibility. I am pro food freedom. I am pro doing what is best for your body. So don't be afraid. If you have questions, I am always here. Join my Facebook group. Plenty of free support there. I may not be doing my lives every week, but I'm still in there every single day. Don't be afraid to ask the questions. Don't be afraid to inquire about, okay, should I try something else? Because doing the same thing over and over and over without any different result is what? The definition of insanity, right? Let's not drive ourselves crazy with our food. Have a great day.